Today I'm going to be making a black cherry cheesecake. So I've got 3 of these soft cheeses. They're 200 grams per tub. They're just the usual small ones. Shortcake biscuits. I've got 1 pack of these and they are, say, 200 grams. I'm going to use this entire pack and then just add a couple of digestive biscuits to mix in with it. But you could do all digestives or you could do all shortcake, it's up to you. I've got a fresh lemon. We're not going to need all of it. Just want a little hint of the taste of lemon, not too citrusy. I'm using clover, you can use real butter if you like. And I've got 200 grams of white chocolate. This is just the cheap stuff. I know, it is what it is. If you've got more of the nicer white chocolate, go ahead. I'm sure it'll taste better. For the black cherry topping, I always use this, and the reason is because these cherries have already been cooked down and they're in a nice, really thick black cherry sauce, which you can spread all over the cheesecake, and it's really nice, rather than just spreading out some sliced fresh fruit. So first of all, I'm going to put the biscuits in the blender and make them into crumbs. Just break them up a little bit. These are the shortcake biscuits. They're nice dipped in a cup of tea or a hot chocolate. Good old digestives. I'm going to put about, I've got here 4, I'll put 6 digestives in with that packet. Blend it up. Looks a little bit like sand. I'm going to add 4 more digestives. Break them up a bit. So that's 1 pack of shortcake biscuits, that's 200 grams, and I added 10 digestive biscuits along with it. And now we're going to melt some butter and mix it and make the base. I'm going to measure the butter, but what I would normally do is just wing it all the way through the process. Because I've done it for so long, I just throw it all together and I don't really think about the measurements. Apart from the fact that I might need 3 packs of cheese and, you know, I'll get a couple of packs of biscuits just to be sure. That kind of thing. Yeah, I just wing it all the way through, but I'm going to measure it today and hopefully it's the right measurement for it. So here we go. So that's 100 grams of butter, or margarine. You can use real butter. I would use butter if I could, but I can't. So going to put it in the pan and just melt it. Don't need to start boiling it away or anything, just melt it down and then mix it with the biscuits. It's on a low to medium flame. Like I said, you don't want to start boiling it away or anything, not for this anyway. You see it's starting to melt already? It won't take long. See there? It's almost melted. Can you hear it starting to sizzle? There we go. That's all you need. So now we've just got a bowl here. Pour in the biscuit crumbs. Now I'm just going to pour the butter in here. If it's not enough, I'll just make some more. I find whenever I'm baking, I know there's some recipes you need to, even with cooking to be honest, you need to stick to some recipes depending on what it is, but sometimes it's just a matter of adding a little bit at a time. As long as you're not putting like half a tub of margarine or like a whole block of butter in, that's probably not a good idea. You know, because once it's all in there, you can't take it back out. But if you just add a little bit at a time, you can always just add a little bit more. Then you don't need to think too much about weighing it, measuring it all out and all that. Just add a little bit. Look, see, is it too crumbly? Or is it looking just right? Get it all in there. Mix it well. So a good way I try and see if I'm happy with it is I'll press it down like this. Now everybody likes the base differently. Some people like it firm, some people like it really crumbly. I like it just in between. See how it presses down? I think that's just right. It is for my taste anyway. If you wanted to add a little bit more butter, just get a tablespoon of butter, warm it back up in the same little pan. I'll do it in the microwave, whatever. Here's the tin. It's 9.5 inches across. Then just pat it all down. I might use a different spoon for patting it down. Just a normal tablespoon. Just do it gently to start off with, but then press down a little bit firmer once it's all flattened out. That'll do. There we go. I'm just going to cover this up and put it in the fridge and leave it to settle. So this is what we're going to melt the chocolate in. The water isn't touching the bottom of the bowl. There's a little gap between the water in the pan and the glass bowl. And obviously it's Pyrex, it's a heat-proof glass, because otherwise it'll get a crack in it as you're warming it up. So it looks a little bit weird underneath because I've melted the butter in there, but it's a clean dish and it's just from the residue of the pan. It's underneath, it doesn't matter, it's just a bit of butter. It's only on a low heat, low to medium-ish. You don't want to boil the water, but we need to warm it up. So as it's warming up, just pop your chocolate in there. Or you can do it before you put the bowl in, it doesn't really matter. Whatever floats your boat. So this is 200 grams of chocolate. Whilst the chocolate's melting, I'm going to put the cream cheese in the mixer. Don't take your eye off that white chocolate melting too long though. Trust me. Done it before. So this is 600 grams. Well, each one is 200 grams. So that's the cream cheese. We're going to add a little bit of lemon. We don't want a lot of lemon, just a little piece of it. A little bit of the juice, so it's got like a subtle hint of lemon in the flavour. It's not like a really citrusy lemony cake. You want to be able to taste it, but not super strong. Make sure you take the pips out. No one wants to chew on a pip in a cheesecake, do they? So it's about that much. So what else I'm going to add to this, that I forgot to say in the beginning, is some icing sugar. Now, it's powdered sugar, icing sugar. It's not, don't just put normal sugar in it, because we're not cooking this. It's going straight into the fridge, so if you put normal sugar in, it's going to taste like sand grains. Now, I usually just put a spoonful of it in. I don't measure it. Using white chocolate, you have to remember that white chocolate's usually got quite a lot of sugar in it. It's very sweet as a chocolate. So what I would suggest doing is just add a spoonful, and then once you've mixed it all up, have a little taste of it. If it still tastes a little bit, no, I like it a bit sweeter, then just add a little bit more and mix it all up again. So I'd put like, I put 2 of them because I've just had to use I've grabbed a small spoon. But I'd normally put a bit of a heaped tablespoon. And when I say tablespoon, I mean like the type you eat your cereal with, not one of them big whopping things. I've got the fan on because of the steam. You can see it's melting. Must keep an eye on this now. So when the last few lumps of the white chocolate haven't quite melted yet, I always take it straight off the heat. Because it's still going to melt down, because you've still got the heat from underneath. It's not just suddenly going cold underneath because you take it off the stove, you know. So there we go. I'm going to start the mixer off, give it a little mix before I pour the chocolate in. I'm going to give it a little bit of a mix, scrape the sides and that, and then I'm going to mix it again one last time. So now I'm just going to have a little taste, see if it's sweet enough. That's perfect actually. If you like it sweeter, just put a little bit of a spoonful of powdered icing sugar, give it another little mix and just taste it as you go along without trying to eat half of it. So there's some left for the base, yeah? I'm happy with this, so now I'm going to pour it on top of the base and put it back in the fridge. So we've only had the base in the fridge while we melted the chocolate and made the mixture for the middle of the cake. And it feels good already, so I'm just trying to get as much of the filling off this and pack it back into the bowl. But because of the shape of it, there's always a little bit left on there. Don't want to waste any, do we? Not when it tastes that nice. Right, that'll have to do. And as you can see with the filling, it's not too runny. So what will happen is the melted white chocolate will help to set the cake, because it doesn't have any gelatin in or anything like that. It's just the melted chocolate that helps to set it. And I know there's millions of cheesecake recipes. This is just the way how I make this one. And I use this recipe if I'm going to put strawberries on top or any other fruit really. Try and make it even. It doesn't have to be perfect. And obviously the topping, it's just in a can, it's already done. If you want to stew down your own fruit, you can put whatever you want on this really, but that's pretty good. Now look at that, you can see the thickness. It's probably got corn flour in it, hasn't it? Yeah, so that's how they get the thickness there, because they must stew the cherries down with a little bit of sugar and whatnot, and then the corn flour helps to thicken it. But it's really nice when it's on top of a plain white chocolatey cheesecake filling like this. If you like black cherries. And I leave them on whole. You could cut them in half or mush them up or whatever if you want. It's up to you. Remember, you're the one eating it. I just try and spread out the cherries so they look a bit even. Rather than just all in one corner of the cheesecake. And just basically just make sure the sauce gets to all the edges. Doesn't have to be right perfectly to the edge. Don't worry about it. I mean, if you're a perfectionist or you really like learning how to do really skillful cooking and all that, that's all right. But I'm just an ordinary person. You know, I'm not a chef or out like that, obviously, clearly. There we go. So here we are. Black cherry cheesecake. The worst part of it, I say the worst part, but the part where you have to like put more effort into it, I guess, is the melting of the chocolate. All the rest of the bit in between, it's pretty simple really, and straightforward. Even if you don't have a blender for the biscuits, you could like crush them with a rolling pin, or if you get a heavy based tumbler type glass, so thick, you know, you don't want to slash your hand open, but a really thick glass, yeah, just use that and crush it down. There we go, I'm going to cover it up and put it in the fridge. I'd usually use cling film, but I ain't got any left. There we go. Leave it overnight. You don't have to. I would suggest leaving it overnight though, it's better. So the cheesecake has been in the fridge overnight. I haven't even looked at it yet. I've just pulled it straight out of the fridge and put it on the side. Are you ready? I mean, it'll it won't look that much different than when it went in, to be honest. There we go. But the texture's got to be different. Black cherry cheesecake. I'm going to put it onto a stand and then we can slice into it, can't we? I'm going to just use a little plastic knife. Just around the side. There we go. So this is the cheesecake. That's from the side. You can see here where I got a bit of the cream cheese mixed in with the topping by accident, but it's not the end of the world. It's still going to taste the same. So I'm just sliding a sharp knife underneath the bottom of it, but my camera's not picking it up. And just slide it straight off. There we go. Should we slice into it? Take a bit from here. There's the cheesecake. You can see it's not falling to pieces even as I'm taking it and putting it onto the plate. Ooh, squeaky. There we go. Here's the black cherry cheesecake. So delicious. What, do you want some cheesecake, do you? The cat's meowing. Maybe it thinks, oh, what's that creamy stuff in the middle? You know, cats and the cream. But there's no actual cream in this, is it? It's just cream cheese. No fresh cream, no gelatin, no bake. Right, let's have a little taste of it. Look at that. Delicious. That's really good. Let's try one of the cherries. If you like things like yogurts with black cherry or yogurt with like black currants and blackberries or anything of that kind, you'll probably like this too. And like I said, you don't have to make it black cherry if you don't want. Put some fresh strawberries on it. Put some canned strawberries on it. You can put whatever you like on top of the cake. If you just think of the way that the base is made and then the middle part of the cake, the main bit. It's so nice. And remember as well with the biscuit base, this is how I like it personally. If you want it a bit firmer with more of the butter flavour coming through and all that. Just add a little bit more butter when you do the base. That's all it is. Just little tweaks here and there to make it how you like it, because you're going to be the one eating it. Yummy. I probably should have stopped the video by now. I'm not doing one of them videos where you sit there watching someone eat. Right, on that note, I hope you like the cheesecake, and if you do make it, let me know and I'd be happy to hear from you.